Welcome to Age of Wonders Planetfall. I thought that I would just play one of the campaign missions so that you guys can get an impression of how the game plays. Personally, I can say that I've been having a great deal of fun with this game. I've already played through 8 missions. And the way the campaign functions is that you play 2 missions for each of the races. You start out with the Devar, and then you play the Kurko. Sorry, you start out with the Vanguard. Then you play as the Kurko. Then you play as the Devar. You can choose others. And then you play as the Amazons. I think I didn't forget someone there. I think that we're going to play as the Syndicate, which is a group of ruthless trading houses from the frontiers of the Empire. And with the Star Union gone, you'll have to play the game yourself to see what the Star Union is, but there will be hints in this. I'm pretty sure there will be hints in this scenario. They have access to the arc weapons groups and the psi weapons groups. And yeah, they see a universe of opportunity. They have slave units that ignore morale penalties, and they also have excellent stealth capabilities and covert operations. The selected tech for this specific mission, which I cannot change, is synthesis, which means that we can manipulate AIs to our advantage. And yeah, I want to customize the commander because I'm generally not happy with the perks that they give them as defaults. For instance, I don't want the Merchant Scion. No background here. I want a military detachment, which means that we start with a larger starting army, which makes exploration at the beginning of the game easier. Sharpshooter equipment, I can live with that. I do like sniper guns. Kleptomaniac as a vice isn't really that bad. I mean, you lose 10 energy each turn, which isn't really a huge issue. So we'll keep that, which means we have 1 point left. And I can either pick Veteran, which means that we start at, that is the main hero, starts at level 3. And also all units gain experience 50% faster, or we can do the skill diplomat, which means we have 300 relation with all races, excluding our own. And we also have less influence cost for bribing armies to leave the sectors. I think that we will go with skill diplomat for this one. And then we can customize the commander. Shaymara is a perfectly fine name. I also like the color. The background is fine. That's an interesting posture for someone who doesn't do psionics. I think this posture we actually had. This looks good. Gee, no. The default head is also nice. There isn't really that much variety to what you can choose. That looks good. The eyes are fine. Stick with those eyebrows. The hairstyle looks quite good, I think. No. We'll just not have anything there. Body. No. I like that one, but that one is even better. I'll go with that one. With those legs. Head item. G, no. That looks rather good. There's a lot of accessories for this race. Many facial jewelry choices here. let's just skip having any of those. The cape looks very good combined with this outfit. But I do have a slight weakness for that one, but let's go with the default cape for the which matches the rest of the outfit, and I think we should be good to go.
The universe was created with two kinds of creatures in mind, the ones that rule and the ones that serve. For generations, the Syndicate houses were the ones to rule, until the Emperors grew envious of our wealth and robbed us of our heritage. Now, with the Star Union gone, a new age of Syndicate hegemony is at its dawn. Our associates may not always find our offers appealing, but they rarely complain. Not successfully, anyway. Since the passing of my brother in an unfortunate accident, it has become my duty and privilege to lead House Nidar through these eventful times. There are rumors of House Timur falling from grace, leaving a vacancy in the ruling Seven that many will intend to fill. Over the course of the past few weeks, our hackers have tapped into the communication relays of our fiercest competitors, sending some rather volatile falsified diplomatic messages in their names. That should keep them busy fighting amongst each other for a while. Time that we need to draw up our plans. An old associate of mine, Zul Najian, has contacted me. He claims to have found a source of power that will assure House Nidar's place in the ruling Seven. It is an ancient secret, sealed away on a planet whose entire records have been wiped from the old Imperial archives. Zul has proven to be a reliable source in the past, so I have decided to personally take care of this matter. The unnamed planet lies before us, its surface still shrouded by atmospheric clouds. My instincts tell me that Zul was right, and House Nidar's future fortune is buried somewhere down there. It is only a matter of finding the right shovel to dig it up.
Please be aware that I intend this series to be probably posting episodes every second day, because it's kind of important that I don't overextend myself. So please don't expect episodes every day on this specific series, but I don't expect it to be very many episodes either, but just so you're aware of that. If I pre-record enough to have every day, then I will do it every day as well. Then, that said, let's just go into the game. So here we are. As you can... Okay, I'll read that first. We have finally landed, but we've sustained some structural damage. There is an incredible amount of atmospheric disturbance on this planet. Leaving again won't be easy. Regardless, that is a concern for later. Zul, what are the coordinates of the device? Patient, Shay. It is proving difficult to pinpoint our target through the volatile atmosphere. We could boost our scanners by discharging the energy reserves of an old Imperial energy complex. I have detected one close to our current position. Oh, and one more thing. The planet's climate is unusually active, quickly shifting between arid and arctic. We've noticed patterns of rapid erosion in the soil, so although it's warm and dry now, it may freeze later. Keep that in mind when you set up your colonies. So we have a quest to capture an Imperial energy complex to boost our scanners and locate the device that your associate Zul Nadian spoke of. Hint, you don't need to claim the Imperial energy structure revealed by Zul. Capturing any similar structure will be enough to complete this quest, which means that there are other of these here as well. And we will get some research and an item. That is a mod for the weapons. I will explain all these things when we come to them. So first and foremost, this game has sectors, which is denominated in areas like this. all of the sectors have various features, I suppose. Yeah, features like the Natarix, which is our HQ, has a river. It also has fertile plains, and it is an arid sector. This might change because this planet is very unstable. So for the moment, it has the capability of outputting 2 food units, 1 energy unit, 1 construction unit, and also 1 research unit. But as you can see, there is a slash between the food and the research, and also a slash between the cog and the lightning for industry and energy. Also, as you can see, there is a lock icon on every single one of these things, which means that we need some kind of research to open them. There are also some things that are common for most zones, like this is a mountain zone, so you will always know that a mountain will give you the potential to get mountain exploitation, which means that you either can develop the sector as a production or an energy sector. This sector also has arid at the moment. Again, it might turn into Arctic based on what Zul told us, which does the same as a mountain. I don't remember what Arctic does. There is also a special location in here. It is a derelict power plant, which gives us a flat output of plus 10 energy, but as it says occupied. And as you can see, that's the here it is, the derelict power plant. Small scale Star Union power plant lies abandoned here. Grants plus 10 energy to the colony it's linked to, but also grants an additional plus 5 energy when it is in an energy exploitation. So if we exploited this zone for energy, we would get 15 extra energy from that. There is also a gang of monsters here. Marauder Guard is just the random... it is denominated by the black icon with a skull in. So these are like the wild things that are around the world. Now you have the Invaders Wall, which is also a mountain zone, but there is an overgrown biodome here, which is down here. Also has a... No, it isn't here. It's there. Sorry. Does the same thing, just that it gives food instead, and it also grants additional if it is in an agricultural expansion area. This is ironically also a mountain zone. There's lots of mountains around here. Now, the Carbon Crucible Generator is a landmark. There are 3 types of landmarks, as shown by this icon. This is a bronze or copper, I don't remember which of them it signifies. There is also silver and gold. And the higher level, the more difficult the enemies on the landmark is. So this one has 2 tier 2 units and 2 tier 1 units, so it isn't really that hard. This zone will always be an energy exploitation zone unless you change it yourself, but in general it's a very bad idea. I've never seen any reason to change one of the special landmarks, since it says it acts as a pre-built energy exploitation and provides plus 20 energy and plus 2 workers. This is energy workers. Now, if we go into the city itself, Natarix, we can build units, we can build buildings, we can modify our sectors, but here you have the population management. So it's kind of a bit like Civilization, slightly more basic, but yeah, it reminds me quite a bit of Civilization in that term. We have 4 slots available for food exploits, we have 4 slots available for energy exploits, and 4 slots available for industry, 4 slots available for research, and we currently have 6 happiness, and we can get slots here as well through building buildings. If we get too much unhappiness or riots, we can when we have rioters, we can enable martial law, but usually that isn't necessary, at least not at beginner level, which we are playing at currently. We also have city decrees. We can change colony names, we can raise the city, and yeah, this is the HQ, and that structure by itself provides a hefty bonus of stuff. And the HQ can also build some special buildings which we unlock through research. Since this area seems to be kind of low on, well, there's a fertile plain here, but this is owned by marauders. You can only annex sectors 2 away from a city. So keep that in mind if you play the game. So like, I could annex Upwards Range, and then I could annex Windy Dunes, which would actually be a quite good location since it has 2 food. I think we'll go Upwards Range then Windy Dunes. But let's see that, look at that when the time comes. Yeah. Then building a city. Also, yeah, another thing is that a city can only have, I think it's 5 sectors? It's 4 or 5 sectors. So you should plan out your cities accordingly. What we'll do for the time being is that I have no idea how these units function, because I've never played as the Syndicate. We have 2 heroes. Army power 460 and army power 825. The plus 280 from the city itself. This is an army power of 490, which means that there is no reason not to go down here and immediately capture... Oh, Vanguard refugees. Hey, is anybody out there? We've been stuck on this death trap of a planet for what seems like an eternity. Our supplies are running short. There is barely anyone left of our unit. We need help. A Vanguard settlement lost in the desert. How very unfortunate. Surely they will appreciate it when someone competent provides it for them in their misery. They may not be Syndicate, but their military nature, accustomed to drills and obedience, will make those Vanguard a passable addition to the plebs managed by our overseers. So we got a mission. Go to the Vanguard settlement and acquire its inhabitants as property of House Nidar by using your influence or military power. Speaking of influence, we have 4 major income things. Energy. Cosmite, which is used for certain units, but also for certain other things. We'll get into that when it's necessary. Research, obviously. And then influence. Influence is a diplomatic currency. We have a maximum of 200. It says 0 out of 200 in reserve at the moment. And you can, for instance, bribe. These units could be bribed if I had enough. What we'll do here now, though, is that we will go down here and we'll capture the carbon crucible generator. Mad Preacher. Huh? Never seen you around here before. Spacers is our clan, and we're the free people of this land. We need to travel to the sacred junkyard to gather new props, but we've got a big guild raid happening soon, so we're busy. Go meet the Azer Starg, leader of the living effigies, and ask him for these specific parts. I'm receiving it now. They gave us the location of some pile of scrap, along with a wish list of different scrap pieces. Amusing. We might as well see where this is going. These spacers seem primitive enough to be easily manipulated. I could certainly see the benefit in them writing their barbaric construct into battle for House Nidar. So they sent us to go down there. I guess that means that they're now neutral to us. Ah, it's the spacer faction. Right. Okay. Then let's go over here instead then. Set production for Natarix. Food seems to be a priority, so we'll build a central biofarm. Do note that any city can only have 1 central building. You have plus 15 energy, no, 10 energy, 15 food, 15 production, or 10 research. These can be improved by research, but for now this is what we'll do. We'll build a central biofarm. And we cannot really... We can't set the research on the first turn. We can take a look at the diplomacy. We have NPC faction spacers. We want to get those to become friendly with us, because we can buy stuff from them. And eventually we can also request ownership if we have a city close enough to their dwelling of maniac shantytown. They do have lunatic shantytown as well, but I don't know where that is. These markers indicate that we have a quest here, while these markers indicate that there are units here. This is a kind of a supply cache, like the tribes in Civilization, the Civilization games. There's one underneath there and one underneath there. We'll just end the turn. We've got a message from the Spacers faction. They want us to go kill 4 units over there. I'll accept that, because I want to go around there anyways. Let's move there and then there. Now, normally I wouldn't bother fighting this battle. 480, and we have more than 1200. But as you can see, it's a safe battle. I want to check out these units, and I also want to show you the combat. Let's just up the speed. Okay. So as you can see, we have these lightest tiles, which gives us full 3 actions. This one gets us down to 2 actions, this one gets us down to 1 action, and moving into the red loses us all our remaining actions. If we move here, we can shoot on these. Let's move there. And we have an arc power blast, and we have pulse repeater. Out of range. Okay, let's do the pulse repeater. It's a 35% chance of hitting. We missed. Now this unit is in cover, which is a good thing. When a tile is red like this, it means that this thing can be blown up, so you probably don't want to be close to that in case there are some enemies nearby that can fire. This is... no, that's the hero. This is a runner. Let's move there. And let's rotate the unit facing that way so we don't get flanked. And we can go into defense mode. Now this is Sul Nadian, our hero. Let's move him there. Actually, that's a bad location because then that unit can't move past him, so we'll move him there and we'll turn him around and put him into defense mode. Now we'll put this unit here, which is probably a bad idea since these are going to attack. All of them are going to attack that unit, but sure. Skip. So this is a sniper unit, which means that we have to be fair. We need all our movement points to shoot 10%. I'm not being very hopeful. No, we graced them. That's at least something. Let's move up there. We're out of range, so we'll put them into defensive mode. Move these there. And I'll shoot at that. Critical hit. Okay. Move that one up there. Oh, this is a melee unit. No, it isn't. They use the staff to shoot. Okay. Move this one up there. No line of sight. Put them in Overwatch. And this unit we can move here. Hopefully that thing will blow up soon. There we go. That gives us a better area to stand inside. End the turn. those blue things do AoE damage. They are quite nasty, as you can see. 80%. 70%. I'll shoot them. And no line of sight. Let's move to these. 48% versus 80%. Oh, come on. Move here. Thank you.
Enemy destroyed.
Shoot them. Thank you. Move here. And shoot those.
Enemy annihilated.
Gee. You sound so proud of yourself. Can I use that? Perfect. Move there. Shoot. Move there. Shoot. I don't think I can shoot from there. But I can shoot from here.
Good riddance.
Just shoot at them. And enter. Okay.
Enemy killed.
But that's how the tactical
The Syndicate
combat works.
rules supreme.
Got substantial damage to that unit, but I didn't expect us to come out of this battle without damage. I probably would have gotten a better result if I've just auto-resolved this battle. Since that's just random calculation done by the AI. But this is fine. These guys are tier 1, this one is tier 1, tier 2, and these are tier 1. Okay. So we can continue to move. And we can upgrade our commander. Now, getting Deadeye and range specialists on the sniper people is generally a good idea. But what I do want to get first and foremost is infantry commanders, since I think all of these are light units. Indeed they are, which means that they deal 10% additional damage, and we'll just save the final skill point. And now we need to set research. So we have two research paths, the military and the other one that I don't remember the name of at the moment. Synthesis is our special research. That's the thing that I was talking about at the beginning that we can't change. I have never played with Arc. Psionics is nice. Exploit weakness. So this gives us integrated military networks. I don't know what integrated means, to be honest. Let us search for that. Integrated. Unit skills. The unit is integrated with synthesis technology, allowing it to communicate with synthesis networks and demons. Sure. We'll research that. And yeah, society, that's the other one. Now, this one we want to take frontier facilities immediately, because that gives us the ability to colonize. And enter. And boom, everything turned winter. What does that... Doesn't really affect that much. This now changed into production and research instead. This place... Still... Yeah, so it doesn't really affect us all that much. Do we have to attack these things, or what are we supposed to do here? I'll move them. So we can convince them to join us for 45 influence. We have no time for this at the moment because I don't want to attack them. I don't want to make an enemy out of these, even though they are just tier 1s. Getting a second city this early is nice, so we'll attack them and auto-combat. Which can now turn this settlement into a colony. Then we'll move up here. And attack these. Auto combat. We found an energy pod with 61 energy inside. We'll just leave that guy standing there. Set new production. Syndicate Enforcer. Okay, we'll build the Specialist Training Center for the Overseer. And Atarix can annex its first sector, but then we need a military unit. Let's cancel that and build... That's a movement speed of 32. This is a scout. We'll build a runner, and then we'll queue up a specialist center. We want to annex the upwards range, I think. Yep. Lots of production there. The Vanguard probably doesn't like us all that much after we attacked them. Yeah, violent resolution with settlement, so minus 150 modifier there. But thankfully, because we're charismatic, we're still in the positive with them. Enter. And here we have another city.
Objective completed.
Now I can accept these units, or I can sell them. We'll accept them. Then we'll have to wait an additional turn, because I wanted to move them together. The scout can go up to the upwards range. And we will just annex this sector as a province for Natarix. Orders required. Just stand around and wait. And you can continue upwards this way. And now we'll have to set the production for Hofton. This place looks like it could use some... no food here. No food here. Okay, so we will make the replicator factory here, I think. Enter. And moving on. Here's another generator owned by the Spacers. Now we have an unexploited sector, so as you can see we can choose what exploitation we want, and this is the upwards range, so we'll do an industrial exploitation here. For each level we will get production, and we'll also get more slots for production workers, and I think that's about it that I remember at the moment. Orders required. Let's move and have a look at what's up. Ah, this is the top of the map. Moving over mountains is quite costly in terms of movement. Enter. And our research is completed, so we have synthesis.
If you ignore
integration.
all the bugs, this is our best release to date. Fanatic. Democoder. Perpetual rootkit.
Fanatic. It's a bad pun. This is going to be very useful, I hope. I have no idea. Selecting research. Hacker. The topmost line here will give us units. What kind of unit is that? Tier 2 specialist, while this one is Tier 2 skirmisher. And here we get the avatar. As for the Syndicate basic, we can get Guild Assassin. We can get the Mirage, which is a flying unit, I believe. It looks like a flying unit. Yep, it is. We can get the Wraith, which also... no. It isn't a flying unit, but it is a hover unit. We can get the Subjugator, which is, I think, a tank. Yep. And finally, we can get the Zenith, which is the ultimate unit, which looks like an interesting... a floating warship. In general, I've found that the specialty research units are often better than the units up here. But I'm not sure about this one. The psionic resistance. It's mechanical. What we do want, though, is some tactical operations that we can use in combat, so... we have none of them at the moment. This is 9 damage with high impact, which can jump. And this blinds them with a 12 psionic strength chance, I think. I believe that's psionic. Let's get the magnetic energy storage. And we have also research frontier
Our colonies
facilities.
require the means to protect themselves and a reason to stay. At the very least, it's time to invest in some good old-fashioned guns and beer. Dollar Smith, Deneb Colony Meier.
Selecting research. The doctrine tree usually is also a specialty thing. For each faction you are at peace with. Then we have all these researches. The economy, that gives us the ability to, like this one, +1 level to all production sectors, +1 level to all water sectors, and so forth. And we also get specialty specializations for the sectors, which is kind of like sub-specialization of the already specialty that we have enabled in the sector. I think we'll go with the area surveillance so that we can get operation effectiveness. I'll explain more about that later on. Orders required. Let's head on over here. There's lots of monsters in roaming around here. So we have a quest to take down these guys. I see no reason not to do that right away. Just do auto combat here.
Objective completed.
Tier 2 secondary weapon. I think we'll just sell that. As you can see, there's a $sign here, which means that this is the only one that we sell. The other ones we get to keep regardless, so we'll sell the bomb. Move here. We can upgrade a hero. Now, note that infantry commander only functions when the hero is the army's commander. So, for this guy, we'll take Deadeye. And... subterfuge, that seems like a good idea. And then we'll attack these. Again, I'll do auto combat. They're so weak, there's no point. Some of our units have leveled up. All of these are level 1. These are now level 2. The remains of this research ship contain intact datapads. Unfortunately, they don't reveal any information about the vessel's mission and crew or the events that led to its crash landing. But we get 71 research. Houghton is complete, or they're done with their production. Let's build an owl flying scout unit so that we can annex sectors with that and enter. Now some of the sectors have turned back into desert. Thanks to the additional research we got, we completed magnetic energy storage. Probably a bit too quick, but sorry about that. Demon deployment. Let's go with the information control to get the hacker. So,
If you want to improve your capabilities, you don't just set a goal, you must also monitor it. Only by carefully watching your progression, guarding against backsliding, can you achieve solid success. Tony Rubio Strong, Manpower and Machine Motivational Consulting.
we will then select Operation Effectiveness so that we can get doctrines. Doctrines are very useful abilities that give us global bonuses. This is a very important research path. I'm gonna take that for now. Got a message from the spacers. Build that thing. And oh, jetpack. We want to become friends with them, so we'll accept that as well. And we're heading up that way anyway, so... Now Ops is ready to prime.
Operations available for priming.
We do have no doctrines at the moment. I don't want to spend influence, but we can deploy a monitor. It'll take us one turn. That will be a useful little scout thing. And we will move up this way. Moving across the river is always costly. 16 base move cost. Even more expensive than moving over the mountains. But as you can see, when you annex sectors, you get roads, which also gives you bridges, which is a good thing. Port is required. We don't want to move too far away because we want to be able to annex that site, and we can annex that site or this sector when the city is at size 8. This is a bad effect. Hazard. So annexing it penalizes the colony with -8 happiness, so that's 8 unhappiness. They generate 20% less energy. They lose their strategic map regeneration for the units. All the units suffer -2 arc resistance. And every 2 combat turns, 3 random units take 10 arc damage with a strength of 8. Blue, I'm not sure what that is. Probably electric. Chance to apply Electrify to non-ethereal units for 3 turns, which is bad. So you want to clear that out, but you cannot clear it out unless you have a research ability to do so. So we have unlocked an Empire task. And the Empire tasks are an interesting thing when it comes to objectives. Because you can win the game by unity, military, or development. But you can also, when you're doing the campaign, you can win by doing the campaign path quests. I try to win the game using the campaign path so that I actually get the proper ending for each of the campaign missions. You can also see which one you have completed here. I've done guild raid thing, and I also recruited the Vanguard settlement. Unity is basically diplomatic victory. Military is G, conquest victory. Development is an interesting one because you need to have so and so many things developed. So you need to use spy missions, you need to have such and such economy, and the Harbinger is unlocking your secret technology's doomsday weapon. which is something that we'll also have a look at later on. I've never used a Doomsday weapon, because I think everyone hostile to you. I don't like, or at least I haven't played hostile manner yet. But the Reclaimers, whatever that faction is, I expect everyone hates them, so I expect we have to play hostile or military versus everyone when you play as those. However, I think that this is a good spot to end the episode. I hope that you enjoyed the episode. Please feel free to leave any questions, comments, whatever in the comment section. I will do my very best to accommodate such things. And I'll see you all next time.